a couple of things I'm going to do, slightly in reverse. I'm going to poach the pear first now to get it started before I do the starter, and I'm going to toast. The most important thing, I'll come back to it on for the Cranahan, is the oatmeal in the Cranahan. But that's the oatmeal we're using. Pinhead oatmeal, and toast it as well, because it does two things. People can't, as I try to explain, we're going to the Cranahan. When you make a Cranahan, what's the first thing that happens when you make porridge? You use oats, put them into the water. First thing that it does, it absorbs all the liquid. Well, you try to avoid that in the Cranahan. The amount of times you get a Cranahan, it's like, and it just tastes like cold porridge. Right, I'm going to toast this. I'm going to put the pear on for another thing I've got a bugbear about as well is about the reason you see a lot of you'll see pears on the telly quite a lot now because they're seasonal. They're at their best now. So with the result, the amount of times in recipes I've seen using for pears and they don't take the core out of them. And the reason they don't take the core out of them is because it makes them sit better. It aids the presentation. But my argument was, if you want to cook an apple, you wouldn't leave the core in it. So why would you want to do it with a pear? I know presentation is important, as Douglas has pointed out before, but it's no point in it looking good if it doesn't taste good. And I'm sorry, but getting a pear with the core still in it, this is quite a ripe pear as well. Now, I haven't got a cooking time down on this for pears, reason being they vary such a lot. If you get a pear, this is a great time, especially if you get really cheap pears that are brick hard. If you're going to cook them anyway, go for it. Easiest way to take out the core as well is use a little, well, the posh name for this is a Parisienne spoon. It's most people know it as a melon bowler. Take the core out and leave. I like to leave the little stalk bit on as well. Just gives you a little bit of presentation here. And I've got a little bit of water here. Not be the first time I've done that. I went, add the sugar and discovered it was the salt, and then hope nobody tastes it. Doesn't matter. Caster sugar, brown sugar.
Finish that.
Yeah. If you want quite a dark finish on it, use muscovado. Use really dark brown sugar because it gives you quite a nice caramelly flavour to it as well. Especially if you reduce the cooking liquor right down, and it gives you quite a nice toffee flavour to it as well. Into that mixture, I'm just going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. For no other reason, I brought it. I thought I may as well use it for something, you know what I mean? And because I'm using it for a savoury dish, I'm actually putting salt and sugar in it. So, because you would think, oh, what is he putting? I can see your wee face there going, why is he putting that salt in there? But that's the reason, because it is, obviously, you could use the exact same method if you're going to use poached pears for a sweet. But obviously for a dessert, you want it quite, sort of almost like a sweet and sour. You don't want it too sweet. Put the pear in. Normally the easiest way is to get quite a tall, narrow pot so the pears will sit up. And if you pack, you know, so they'll cook sitting up, and that keeps the shape of them. Add a little bit of red wine. Again, it's a classic poached pears in red wine. And then normally you would put a little, which the French call a cartouche, which is basically a bit of scrumpled up parchment paper on the top. It just keeps the colour. If you cook them up and cover them, you get an even coat. But if they fall over, you need to keep turning them to make sure and let the liquor reduce.